used to have drills, 4 o'clock in the morning, he'd show up in the room with a 409 and it's time to clean. And he was a very strict disciplinarian growing up, but a very honorable man, the most honorable man, except for my husband, that I've ever met. And he was just kind of distant from us, and I think part of it was that generation, and part of it, and I didn't realize as when I was growing up, but my father and mother had a huge amount of tragedies during my growing up years. They lost an infant baby, and then they lost a 1-month-old baby. He kind of lost his career in geology because he didn't get along with, he went from Ohio Oil to another oil company, and he didn't get along with the owner, and so he left that company, and then he went to farm. And so here he is, a Princeton geologist who, kind of said, the Lamberton thing, phooey on you, Abby, and I'm just going to do it my way. So he went back to Indiana and he farmed my grandparents' farm. And during that time, both of his parents died. And so all during my growing up years, he had one thing after another, lost all of this important things in his family. So that really influenced Dad a lot and made him kind of withdrawn and kind of angry and sad, and I can understand that looking back, but of course I didn't know about it at the time. But I think the greatest memory that I have of Dad is when I was 10 and Dare was 12, and he loaded up a flatbed with some hay and drove us through the town of Peru, Indiana. And we had a hayride with a bunch of our friends, and we'd drive past somebody's house, and I'm actually going to sing, but forgive me, I can't sing. We'd sing a song and putting their name into it. Annie's in the cellar, Lordy, can't you smell her, cooking on a greasy old stove. Her hair is in the batter, her eyes is dripping matter, while the snot's running off her nose. And whoever's house we went by, we put their name in that. And it was terrible. We terrorized Peru on my 10th birthday. And that was my greatest memory of my dad. And I think one of the greatest gifts he ever gave me was he never rode horses, and I think now that he probably got bucked off or something when he was young and was afraid, but Dad would never admit that. So he said he didn't like horses, but he let Mom and Sarah and Dare and I have horses. So growing up, we all 4 had our own Tennessee walking horse, and so I grew up with a love of horses, which I still have, and I still have 5 horses, and they're very important in my life and my kids' lives and my grandchildren's life and my future grandchildren's life. I hope to teach all of them how to ride. Bill and I ride together, and so that was a gift because Dad really did not like horses. In fact, we would move cattle on foot, and we had 4 or 5 horses. It's like, what? But he just didn't want anything to do with horses. And I think the legacy probably that my father left me is hard work, do the right thing, never quit, be honorable, and Lambertons don't quit. You should always say that, Lambertons don't quit. And so he was a wonderful man. He and I, we butted heads most of the time, but when he came after Mom died in 2006, and he moved up and lived with us for a couple of years and then lived around us. It's okay, Sean, you don't have to take her out.
No, she's fine, she just wants attention.
Oh, okay. For the last 5 years of his life, when he came and lived with us and then around us, I really got to know my father for the first time in my life. And he was still kind of hard to please and demanding in some ways, but he had mellowed so much. He was just a really good man, good-hearted man, tough, not a whiner, a soldier to the end. And when he died, he knew he was going to die, and he just went right into it, And I'm proud to be my father's daughter. So, anybody would like to share any of their memories? Just have at it.
Since I'm the oldest sweat here, and I'm Margaret and Charles' daughter, I think my mother would have been very proud to have been here, because she always loved all her nephew and her